Hey guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to do an update to a very popular video I did about 5 weeks ago, which was titled, My Fiancée Cheated and Left Me for Her Loser Ex-Boyfriend. 3 years later, she's begging me to take her back. And guys, as a recap, because it's been about 5 weeks, that's about the guy. He's 33 years old. He was engaged to this girl. I think he was with her for 4 years, and they got engaged. And weeks after his proposal, he found out through a friend of hers who had the decency to tell him that she was hooking up with her scumbag ex-boyfriend, a total chatter Tyrone type. And he confronts her on this, and she breaks down, bawling her eyes out, claiming that she's polyamorous and all that. And, came out. Those were his words. Came out as polyamorous. And obviously they broke up. And this guy spent a year trying to get her back, I believe. And it obviously got nowhere. And she exclusively stayed with the other guy, even though she was polyamorous. And eventually he moved on. And COVID happened. He was stuck at home for a while. And he started watching content on YouTube, like my show and other guys' shows. And really started turning things around, focusing on himself, getting in shape and all that. And eventually he started going out with other girls and obviously learning and all that. And guess what? Things didn't work out with that ex-girlfriend and her chatter Tyrone boyfriend. And now she's back, wanting him back. Except this guy, not having it. But at first, if you all recall, he found out that apparently things were going bad. And the chatter Tyrone ex was hitting her. And apparently racked up her credit cards and all that. I mean, you want to talk about karma. And he felt bad for her and actually started seeing her a little bit, hooked up with her, which was a bad idea. And his bros talked some sense into him and said, do you remember what she did to you? And then he cut her loose and she had a freaking meltdown. And it was a whole drama fest. And her friends have been hating on him, bugging him about getting back with her. And how dare you do that to her? Even though these are the same friends that encouraged her to break his heart and cheat on him and all that. And it ended with him moving on. He found some chick that he likes. He's taking it slow. He's doing well in business and all. But this girl won't leave him alone. And so we're going to pick up where things left off because believe me, as I always say, they always come back and they don't stop because this girl realizes the clock's ticking for her and she needs to find that sure thing. And she still thinks this guy's the same old guy, but he's changed. So it continues on. He says, hello, SSM. Happy holidays. I'm thankful for you for sharing my story to your audience. When I was writing to you, I was very stressed out at Amber and her friends because of the things they were saying about me. I didn't do anything wrong, and yet I'm the a-hole for not being a white knight anymore. That's how it works. Once a woman sees you as a certain way, and as specifically a nice guy, white knight type, it is very hard to get them to change your mind, or change their mind. And so, of course, she and her friends think if they just wear you down enough, by bombarding you with shame and texts, eventually that nice guy will come out and cave. That's what they think. But don't let it work. Her bad boy douche, on the other hand, just misunderstood or some shit, even though he put her into debt and beat her. What a effing world that we live in today. I wasn't planning on doing an update, but Amber has popped up again in my life recently, and I just want to share it with you. Bro, we always love updates over here. I love hearing how you guys are doing. When you wrote to me, it had been a few weeks and I had forgotten, so I had to refresh my memory on your story, but the second I saw it, I was like, boom, I remembered everything, so I'm glad you wrote. It says, Amber crossed the line and effing contacted my family. My brothers and parents have blocked her, so she reached out to my extended family and even my freaking niece. Remember, Amber's in her early 30s. She knows that her value, just like a car going off the lot of the dealership, tanked when she hit 30. And she's desperate. She is crossing the line. I went over to my brother's last weekend, and his daughter asked me about why I was being mean to Amber. I was furious that Amber had the audacity to chat with my 9-year-old niece on Messenger. Whoa, 9 years old? You got grounds for restraining order now. Bugging a minor? Oh. It doesn't stop there, as cousins and aunts are now in the loop on my situation, and they have mixed feelings over it. I assume Amber fed them bastardized versions of events because even though it's my business and not theirs, they've been giving me advice on how to calmly resolve this. Newsflash, you're a grown-ass man in his early 30s, and it is none of their business. But the problem is, a lot of people think that other people's business is their business, even if it's a family. So I'd kindly and respectfully at first remind them of that fact. And if they can't back away, well, you know my opinion on people that stick their noses in your business. Thankfully, my current girlfriend isn't turned off by this, but it's just so exhausting to have to deal with this. But before I elaborate further, I want to clarify a few questions from both of you in the comment section. Number 1, Amber's ex was her high school sweetheart. From what she told me, he gaslit her, badmouthed her, and her parents absolutely hated him. Which of course meant she had to fall in love with him. When me and Amber broke up, her mother urged me to try and win her back and was immediately disappointed that her daughter went back to that douchebag. See that? She cheated on you, right? With that lowlife. You proposed to her. She cheated on you with that lowlife, and you're supposed to win her back? How does this make any sense? This is why you don't take advice from women about women. He was part of a band that obviously didn't take off and dipped out of college. I've seen his Instagram account, and he has post recreational drugs and flexes money. So yeah, SSM, what a winner. And she's in love with him. He's the guy she can fix. Number 2, Amber's friends are all party gals. One of them is divorced, and the other is polyamorous with a boyfriend. I got along with them at first, but they quickly turned on me when Amber got back together with her douchey ex. Of course. This is why I say guys and the bros got to stick together, because you can bet your ass the girls are going to stick together until girls feel threatened by the other girl's success or happiness or something like that. One of them even asked me to try reading/learning more about polyamory before throwing away a perfectly good poly relationship. Well, if you think it's that great, tell her she can get in a poly relationship with your ex Amber. I have mistakenly remained friends with them after breaking up with Amber, but I have blocked them recently. Smack! Why the hell are you friends with those assholes? They were behind her breaking up with you and supported. They weren't on your team. They were on your side. You should never have had anything to do with them at that point. I'm glad you don't talk to them now, but seriously, brother. Some of your commenters were curious on why I had such malice for them in my last video, and it's because I saw them as confidants in my situation, and they all gave me bad advice and manipulation tactics. And that is why you don't stay friends with them. This is why I tell you guys don't be friends with girls. Unless you're hooking up with them, why waste your time? There's only going to be drama coming out of it, or you being used for your time and patience and all that. People got problems with me saying that, I know, but look, I've lived long enough and I've experienced enough to understand that. And if you don't believe me, okay. Keep doing what you're doing. Number 3. Even though it sounded like I breezed through the last 3 years after a breakup, no, it was not easy. I'll be honest and admit that I made major mistakes in those 3 years after my breakup with Amber, and I needed to do a lot of research and healing before I got to where I am today. I know sleeping with her was a mistake, and I'm aware that trying to win her back was the wrong move. But again, I'm still on my RP journey, and you, along with the viewers, have helped me a lot. Well, brother, I'm glad I could help, and I'm glad the guys have helped out in the community. But yes, anybody that thinks that they can go from being programmed as the stereotypical vanilla blue pill nice guy, watch one video of mine and read a book and all of a sudden overnight completely change, that's bullshit. It's going to take years to get rid of the bad programming. You're going to make mistakes. The old white knight in you is going to come out from time to time, and you have to fight that guy, okay? And you're going to be tempted. And for a lot of you guys that have found me in the last year or so and you're turning things around, your mindset has changed, you know what I'm talking about. So don't sweat it, brother. You're going to make mistakes, okay? A lot of you guys are, but that's how you learn. You fuck up, you learn from it and say, okay, this is where I went wrong. I'm not going to do it again. And every time that old nice guy is dying to come out, and usually alcohol makes that nice guy come out, be careful. So now on to the update. So the following 3 weeks after my email, everything was seemingly peaceful. Seemingly. I didn't hear from Amber or get any of her cringe-inducing emails. Her friends did post some indirect blows at me, like saying weak men can't give second chances to the right woman or something like that, but I honestly didn't give a shit. That was until we started celebrating the holidays at my parents' house. I come from a big family, so we have a gathering once a year. When I got there, I could tell something was off. Oh, Lord. Okay, guys, start taking bets. What could be off? And by the way, no surprise that her friends are posting shit online because, grown-ass adults behave like 6-year-olds by posting their stuff online. No, you don't give a cheater a second chance. Like I mentioned previously, some of my aunts and cousins are supporters of liberated women. And I can tell you that they said things behind my back. Well, fuck them. I wouldn't have anything to do with them. People can't cut off family, but you gotta at some points cut off family and speak your goddamn mind. I thought it was just some kind of joke or rib that they were pulling, but later on, they pulled me aside to question me. My aunt, cousin, and freaking 9-year-old niece decided to question me about Amber. I'd be like, stop right there. It is the holidays. We're here celebrating each other and family, and I'm not going to talk about her or that subject. And if you can't respect that, I'm walking. So for you, my friend, who are developing your hard-ass, R-pilled ways, there's another thing you could have done. Apparently, Amber had previously mentioned messaging my family. My aunt and cousin find it very misogynistic for sleeping with a woman and just dumping her, while my niece is fed some BS story. I tried to explain that she left me back then for her loser ex, but it just fueled my aunt and cousin's argument, and they said that Amber was just confused at the time, and I should be the one to make her whole again. Confused, huh? So if the situation was reversed and you started hooking up with an ex-girlfriend and you did to Amber what she did to you, do you think your same aunts and cousins and 9-year-old niece, because your 9-year-old niece is so knowing of the world and relationships, do you think they say the same thing, that you were confused? No. They'd be out there with torches and pitchforks against you, even though you're their relative. Remember the joke about women and accountability? Right there. Confused. I was seething at this point, but I just told them that we could agree to disagree. It royally pissed my aunt and cousin off that I was wasting their good advice. Is your aunt and cousin, do they have men in their lives? But I just told them that you don't ask a fish and how to catch a fish. Oh God, I'm sure that made them go through the roof. My aunt and cousin refused to tell me how they even know about the situation and just condemned my current actions. Dinner was very awkward afterwards. So I'm trying to look back here. If you were at their house or they were at your parents' house. Because if you went to their house and they're giving you shit about that, I would have fucking left. Holidays or not. Because remember, women respect strength. And if a guy is a pushover and all that, they're not going to respect that. And I'm guessing, you behaved in a way when you were younger. Because you said in your previous video you used to take advice about women from them. So they see it as a certain way. They figure eventually they can browbeat you and manipulate enough that eventually you'll cave and give in, because that's their perception of you. My niece, on the other hand, thought that Amber was my girlfriend and I was cheating. I had a word with my brother and sister-in-law, and they were absolutely shocked and horrified that Amber talked to her. Good. She's 9 years old. Police. We checked her Facebook Messenger and found nothing, but we did find their messages on another platform. Discord, to be exact. We explained to my niece that Amber wasn't someone she could talk to, and thankfully my niece agreed, but was just confused. She's 9 years old. My brother and his wife will be closely monitoring my niece's messages to avoid this ever happening again. Yeah, and they should reach out to Amber and say, stay the fuck away from our child. My whole mood turned sour for the rest of my Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, this was Thanksgiving. And it sucked having my family know about my situation with Amber. No one said anything about the situation, but I'm pretty sure they heard my aunt and cousin confront me in the other room due to their loud voices. Again, you should have walked. If you were ever at a family gathering again, bro, and any of them, I don't care who it is, whether it's your aunt and cousin and your fucking 9-year-old niece, even though we're going to give her a pass because she's a kid and they filled her head up with a bunch of shit, and so did your ex, but the grown-ass adult's giving you a hard time, you walk. Say, you know what? We've had this discussion before. It's none of your business. Either you drop it or I'm fucking walking. Or even better, you can just say, hey, fuck off. Because remember, you're a grown-ass man. Okay? I don't care if they're adults or anything like that. It's none of their goddamn business. And you know they're doing it for their own selfish reasons because of feminism and everything. So after the week after Thanksgiving, I got some legal counsel and looked at some options. Aha. Now we're getting somewhere. I can't really say that I have anything concrete, as Amber technically didn't break the law, but my attorney is writing something up to hopefully get her to stop contacting my family. Good, bro. It's worth the money to do this. However, I just feel so angry at this situation. Amber is acting like the victim, even though she was the one who cheated, and some people actually are taking her side. People are always going to look at the situation from their own personal bias or views of how the world should be. Guaranteed. Bro, and to all the bros out there, I have a lot of enemies. I have former friends that don't like me and talk to me anymore because of they've known me for years. Worked together, trained together. I've been to their houses together, met their families, got to know them, and they've cut me off like that because of what I do here, my opinions. Okay? So I'm used to that. But people are going to have their own opinions based on their own biases and all that. And I definitely have a couple of family members that aren't too keen on what I do here. Has that stopped me? No, it won't. But you can't make everybody happy. You got to do what you got to do, live your own life the way you want to live it, have your own views, and not back down or change for anybody. Fuck them. I'm still getting some advice from old female cousins and aunts on how to deal with this, while my uncles and the men in my family are minding their own business. They're either minding their own business because you're a man, they respect that, or let's be honest here, they're pee-whipped and don't want to get into it with their wives and daughters and all that. Flip a coin. For Christmas, I decided to spend it with my friend, his girlfriend, and my girlfriend, his cousin, in a cabin to hopefully unwind from all this crap. I haven't heard from Amber since the Thanksgiving fiasco, and hopefully there won't be an update after this. But if something noteworthy comes up, I'll let you know. Happy holidays, SSM, and God bless. Brother, given how I've been doing this for coming up on 3 years now, and I can't believe it's been almost 3 years, and all the stories and sequels I get, and updates and final updates and final updates, if I was a betting man, I'd be willing to bet there'll be at least one more incident. Guaranteed. There'll be something dealing with her and her wacko friends and all that. And when that happens, and it's definitely worth a story, I don't care if it's a one-page story, let me know. Because all the brothers here are going to want to know. So, bro, I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope you have a good time in the cabin with your girlfriend and your bro and his girlfriend. Have a great time. And honestly, hopefully, I hope she doesn't bother you again. I really do. But if she does, send me your story, and take it from there. But again, listen to my advice. Do not put up with this bullshit from your freaking family, okay? And they have their biases. The real reason isn't because of her. It's because their own views on feminism, their own ideas of how things ought to be, that type of thing, And I'm willing to bet you they themselves may have been in a situation kind of similar at one point in time. Question that. But do not take shit from your family. If they give you a hard time, just walk. Say, listen, it's not your business. Drop it or I'm out of here. End of story. And remember, women hate it when a guy just ignores them or walks because they want to engage. They want the drama. The silence makes women nuts. Really freaking crazy. So don't take that crap. You're a grown-ass man. They need to respect you. But you also have to command the respect. Cut them right there. Say, that's it. Not a fucking word. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let this guy know what you think. Guys, let him know. If there is more to come from Amber, anything happens to Amber, let him know if you want a part 3 to this or a final update, and I guarantee you he'll definitely do that. That's the trick. You guys bombard the comment section with updates. If it happens, let him know. He'll do it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.